Welcome to HT Auto. My name is Samir Contractor, and before we begin today's review, I have to ask you, do you remember your firsts? Your first day in school, first day at college, first day in the office, your first date? Well, the point I'm trying to make is the firsts are always special. Motorcycling for me has always been like that. For instance, a decade back when I first rode the KTM 390 Duke, it just blew me away. Borrowed one from a friend, and the first thought was, what is that acceleration? And that memory is still etched till date with me. A decade later, we have a new generation of the KTM 390 Duke. This one promises to be even more entertaining, more powerful, and a whole lot more mature. When the first generation arrived, it changed motorcycling for good, for me and for many other motorcyclists. Can this do the same? Can it speak to the heart like the first one did? Let's find out. The third generation KTM 390 Duke builds on the learnings from the first two. The styling is bolder, inspired by the larger 1290 Super Duke. The new headlamp cluster is positioned lower with the LED DRLs flanked on the outside. The redesigned fuel tank has a capacity of 15 litres, 1.5 litres more than the previous generation. It looks more aggressive too, with the tank shrouds extending at either end beyond the front forks. The new 390 Duke also gets an updated chassis with the trellis frame joined by a new aluminium subframe. The new subframe mimics the larger KTM motorcycles, bringing it closer to the larger Duke family and is a well-designed unit. The new engine is lighter by 1 kg, while the wheels are lighter by 1.7 kgs with fewer spokes and a hollow axle. The bike also loses a tire hugger, helping shed about 800 grams of critical mass. Overall, the new 390 Duke is 3.6 kilograms lighter than its predecessor, allowing for an even better power to weight ratio. Now this is a brand new 5-inch TFT screen on the new KTM 390 Duke. It looks fantastic, now gets a Bluetooth connectivity, there's turn-by-turn navigation. You also get multiple options over here. You especially get 3 riding modes that includes track, rain and street. Track and street give you the most power output, and the track also gets its independent new screen. So if I go back to the screen here, you also get this brand new layout over here. You get launch control, ABS's road mode, there's motorcycle traction control on, and a lap timer. At the same time, if I change it back to street mode, you can check out that the layout has changed compared to the older version. You can accept or decline calls or change music as well. The switchgear is new and feels premium with a nice tactile feel. Ride ergonomics have improved dramatically. The wheelbase is shorter by 3mm, but the overall seating is much better. You now sit in the bike rather than on the bike. The new riding position makes you more connected to the motorcycle. You still get rear set foot pegs and a wide handlebar, but the legs can hold onto the fuel tank much better, and the new seat design feels roomier as well. At 800mm for the India spec version, the new seat should easily accommodate riders of all sizes. The third generation KTM 390 Duke gets a brand new 399cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine. The displacement has gone up compared to the older version. That was a 373cc unit. This is a 399cc unit, and that's because of a longer stroke. The update also includes more power and torque that comes in much earlier on the rev band. It's far more tractable, far more refined, and gives you a stronger mid-range and top end. In fact, it's a far more entertaining motorcycle to ride than before. We hit about 155 kilometers per hour on the Bajaj Auto Test Track today, and that was still conservative. There was even more room to stretch this engine's leg had it been a longer test track. And that just shows you the kind of performance this engine has to offer. The new motor is powerful and more tractable than before. 80% of the torque kicks in right from 5000 RPM. It's still very much a high revving unit, but can handle low speeds much better. The mid-range and top end continue to be the strongest, but there are far fewer vibrations. Power comes in no time and you will be doing well over 100 km per hour in the third gear. The big difference is that power delivery is more seamless, and unless you are specifically looking down at the console, you won't know how fast you are going. The 6-speed gearbox remains a slick shifter and comes with an assistant slipper clutch that comes in handy in peak hour traffic, while the quick shifter is decent and helpful on the racetrack. The 390 Duke also gets a new radiator from the RC390 that helps in better cooling.
The other big update is of course the handling on this motorcycle. It's still very entertaining, only this time it's a lot more composed than before. High speed handling is just fantastic. You can just flow into corners and it only feels seamless. In fact, even tight turns, a full turning radius, everything is just so great. The motorcycle is far more inviting than it used to be, and I do think that a lot more riders will just love how entertaining and just how composed this motorcycle is. It feels like a big bike in every sense, and that goes with the handling as well.
The new 390 Duke almost behaves like its older siblings. The bike finally gets an adjustable suspension, configurable for compression and rebound at the front and rear. The mean settings work like a charm, but you have the ability to stiffen the suspension for the track or soften up for the road. Find the right setting for your liking, and the 390 Duke feels agile and corners more effortlessly. The track feels right at home, especially with the higher ground clearance, allowing for better lean angles. The Metzeler tires work well, but higher rated tires would have justified the motorcycle's capabilities much better. On the road too, the bike is comfortably maneuverable and slices through traffic like a scalpel. The front brake offers a strong bite and the ABS intervention is just right. The new Supermoto mode will disengage the rear ABS for some rear wheel fun. There's also launch control. This ensures that you don't pull any unwanted wheelies by modulating traction control. The third generation KTM 390 Duke feels like an old friend, only the one that has returned from its travels, more mature and experienced this time. But it still has the same soul. It's still as entertaining, if not more, but a lot more forgiving than before. And yes, it does tug the right strings of the heart. Just when it seemed the competition was finally catching up, KTM has once again set a new benchmark with the 390 Duke. Priced at 3,11,000 rupees, ex-showroom, it's just 12,000 rupees more than the previous generation and feels so much more value. Once again.
Will it be the new KTM 390 Duke or something else? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe. Show us some love. Share this with other motorcyclists and your closed ones. And as we always say, helmets on the two-wheeler, seatbelts in the car. Please wear safety gear. It's for your own safety, of course. My name is Samir Contractor. This is HT Auto. I'll see you in the next one.